Come on, shoes. Look at these old things, these old Nikes here, these things. That's what I do. Whenever I have shoes, like these old Nikes, these are probably literally 10 years old. You can see, like, look at the gap in the side of them up here. But what I do is I demote my shoes down to lawn care shoes when they get messed up or whatever. But anyways, what a way to start a video, right? Welcome to the channel. Thank you guys so much. I'm Mr. Ferguson. This is my lawn here in Central North Carolina. Thank you for tuning in today. I did it. You probably saw something on the thumbnail or the title of this video, but right now, literally just got done cleaning my sprayer and putting it back in my shed. And I am a nervous wreck, and I'll tell you why. Let me turn the camera around and show you grass instead of me while I tell you what I just did. So as I just mentioned, guys, I did it, and I debated. I just took Fusilade 2, and I mixed it at the appropriate rate, but for the record, let me put it out there because we don't know what the results will be for a week or so. I put 1 teaspoon and a drop, I mean a drop of a 2nd teaspoon in and mixed it with 2 gallons of water. So when I looked up the rate again to spot treat, it's 0.07 or 0.14 per 1,000 square feet for spot treating Fusilade 2 in a fescue lawn with Bermuda for wild Bermuda, okay? So what I did was I did that for the 1,000. I had another gallon, so I wanted to do 2-gallon mix. So I didn't do that twice. I didn't do 0.228. I did probably, if I had to guess, I probably did about 0.2 ounces per 1,000 square feet, 2 gallons of mix. Now the last time when we torched the lawn, we did way too much. I did like 0.12 in a 1/2 gallon mix, and that's why we got the results we got. And I don't need to be walking over here where I sprayed, but there's so much Bermuda, there's so much all over the lawn that I just had to, I was like, we've got cooler temperatures for the next 14 days. This is the time to do it if you're going to do it, Mr. Ferguson. I bit the bullet. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I didn't want to do it, but Bermuda is so rampant. I can't show you because it's probably even still wet. I did add a surfactant to it this time. And again, I kind of was like almost like a blanket spray. I walked, you know, I did the north to south walk, and everywhere I saw Bermuda, we sprayed. So that's the Bermuda. We'll give you an update. That is going to be, I'm going to be nervous until we find out. I know it's summer. It is actively growing now. The lawn is already long. I'm very nervous, but if we're going to do it, now's the time to do it, and we can find out, okay, if it does get torched, the good news is we've only got like a couple weeks and we can overseed and get the grass back. That's why I made the decision I've made. If it turns out that I'm right and we're good and it doesn't kill the grass, it just targets the Bermuda as it should, then we should be good to go, and we may be able to just do an overseed of the front lawn and do pre-emergent on the sides and the back. I don't know. This is going to really tell me the story. Getting back to this over here, this lime green stuff. Some people said that's Poa triv. Everything I can find, guys, on Poa triv, it doesn't pop up in the summer, and it's like 80s and 90s here in North Carolina. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But everything I'm looking up, Poa triv is, Poa trivialis goes dormant in the warm months. And so for those who said Poa triv, I'm like, I don't know. I definitely know it's not Poa annua. So I'm hoping that this is nutsedge because I did place an order for sedgehammer. The update quickly to you guys with the tenacity is it didn't do jack diddly. I went minuscule. I did a 1 gallon or a 1/2 gallon mix, and I just did barely a 1/2 teaspoon of tenacity. So I may not have even done enough tenacity to make a difference in these lime green sections, but so far I don't see anything happening. We'll wait and see on that. The bad news is, yes, I just went over top with Fusilade 2, and Fusilade 2 is not rated for nutsedge, so it shouldn't affect what the tenacity should do. But man, I've possibly done something. Hey, we're gonna have some interesting videos, I think, here in the future in one way or another. So that's kind of the update in the front yard, and I didn't want to turn this into a whole video, but that's kind of where we are this Monday looking at it. I'm still stuck between, well, we'll talk about that face to face here in a second. But even over here, guys, if I squat down right here, I've got nutsedge for sure, because I've watched videos this morning, as I've woke up, definitely nutsedge plants, you know, over here. And as I was reading, as many people said in the comments as well, and lawn care pros I was watching online, you pull this stuff up, it releases seeds, and you've replanted that nutsedge right there, 3 or more plants, and you keep pulling, you're just reseeding it. Crazy how God does that, right? But the sedge hammer should take that out, but I'm gonna hold that off, waiting for the next, you know, week or so, maybe, you know, a week or so, and we'll see if any of this gets affected by the fusillade, and if it don't, we'll hit it with the sedge hammer. But nutsedge in the creek over here, the ditch, and then we got the lime green stuff over here. I'm still not 100% sure that's nutsedge, but man, I hope it is, because I know sedge hammer will take it out. So that's kind of where we at. Let me turn the camera around. Let's have a quick discussion to round out this video. All right, so as we come back here to the backyard to get away from the cars and all the other stuff, I didn't plan on this being a video, but it makes me nervous having to do that with the Bermuda, but I had to do something to take care of it. I did spray a couple sections back here in the backyard right here, so we'll see. If it's, I don't think this time I used too much. I think I used exactly the right amount or under the right amount. I'm hoping that's the case. Let me click on me so the sun's not as bright. But the other thing is I'm still on the fence about overseeding. I don't know what's going to happen this month. It's still up in the air. I'm not completely going to say, well, I'm just going to do pre-emergent and move on. I may have to run and get a bag. Hopefully it's available of triple threat and an overseed. We may have to do an overseed of the front yard. I don't know. We'll see what the fusillade does, but the Bermuda has to be handled because it just constantly continues to spread, and it's getting worse and it's getting worse. And then as the lawn deteriorates in the summer, the Bermuda creeps in more, and then it goes dormant, and then it comes back and picks up where it left. So does it make sense? So it's got to be handled at some point. And so that's why today I've made the decision, Mr. Ferguson, get the amount right and just go with it and trust yourself. And so that's what we did, and we'll find out. And there may be some that comment, oh dude, you screwed up, oh man, you'll be good. Either way, it's fine. The results will speak for itself when we get it. I think I've done the smart thing. We'll find out. I pray to God I've messed up my lawn, but it may discolor, because the label even says the fescue will discolor for 10 to 14 days and should come back. But we're in summer, so I'm praying the Lord will bring clouds and bring relief so it's not too hot. And that's why I did it, because we're going to be in the mid to low 80s for the next 10 to 14 days, supposedly, if the weather man woman is right. So that's kind of where we are on the whole Bermuda nutsedge / whatever lime green weed we got in the ditch. We're trying to handle that right now. And as I was listening to some other lawn care pros on YouTube, they're talking about now is the time in August, because we're do our fall overseed aeration. August is the month you want to clean up this stuff. And I had a guy in his suit, and he's at the lawn care company in the Midwest or whatever. They're talking about invasive fescue and stuff in the warm season lawns, but he's saying, before you do your aeration, you want to clean up some of the pest weeds. And if you keep kicking the can down the road, the problem just gets bigger and bigger. And so that's what I'm trying to avoid here at my lawn. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting for viewers of the YouTube channel here to be able to see, did Mr. Ferguson completely just mess up his front lawn? I don't know. We'll find out together. So it's kind of a shorter video. Thank you for tuning in. That's kind of where we're at. I'm just going to let that dry, let the surfactant sit, let it target that Bermuda. I know that it targets Bermuda. The problem is with the heat, is it going to hurt my fescue? I hope the fescue is strong enough to survive. That's my prayer. So pray for my lawn. I'm praying for you guys' lawn. Let me know what your comments are below. I know we've done a lot of fusillade videos, so hopefully we'll get into some other things. The next one we'll do, I promise you guys, because I'm going to say it right here on camera, the next one we're going to do, I'm going to show you the fertilizer that I picked out for fall. I think it's pretty unique. It's something I want to talk about, my ideas of why I picked it out, and the cost of it. We'll kind of review the bag and look over it. So tune in Wednesday for that. It'll be a shorter video, but it'll be something fun and different to talk about. So thank you guys so much for tuning into the Monday video today. Hope you have a great week. God bless you. We'll see you next time.